Hello, everyone, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's an absolute honor to welcome you all today to the official closing of opening of both the 7th Cairo Water Week and the 9th Africa Water Week under the gracious patronage of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Over 5 eventful days, numerous topics, proposals, and theories were discussed regarding solutions for water sustainability and achieving resilient communities in the face of the climate change. Additionally, there was a focus on delivering water and sanitation services and exploring alternative solutions in the pursuit of the Africa we want. Let's welcome our first speaker, Mr. Nelson Gomonda, Director of Programs, AMCAO Secretary, on behalf of Dr. Rashid Mabazira, to give us his remarks on the event.
Thank you, Moderator. Excellency Professor Dr. Hans Wilam, Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation, the Arab Republic of Egypt, and AMCAO President, Excellencies, Ministers, and members of the AMCAO Governing Council, Excellencies Ambassador Josepha Sako, Commissioner of Rural Economy and Agriculture of the African Union Commission, Excellency Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, President of the African Development Bank, represented, members of the diplomatic corps, heads of delegation, and representatives of our member states, distinguished development partners and stakeholders, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the AMCAO Executive Secretary, I am greatly honored to address this closing plenary of the 9th Africa Water Week, jointly organized with the 7th Cairo Water Week. Permit me to start with the expression of the profound appreciation of the AMCAO Secretariat on behalf of the water community in Africa to the government and the people of the Arab Republic of Egypt for the splendid hosting of the 2 conferences. Through our host minister, the Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation, Excellency AMCAO President, we extend our deepest gratitude to His Excellency, the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, for gracing the opening ceremony. We are also grateful to the Prime Minister, His Excellency Dr. Mustafa Kamal Madiblev, Excellency AMCAO President. Please convey our gratitude for the warm hospitality that we have enjoyed this passing week in Cairo. The success recorded over the past few days is a testament of the hard work, the spirit of cooperation between the AMCAO Secretariat and the National Organizing Committee of the Cairo Water Week. It equally testifies the energetic drive by our AMCAO TAC Chair and members of the TAC of AMCAO and technical experts committees. The week provided a landscape of knowledge and information sharing on local, national, regional, and global content experiences to inform what we can do better. Under the 9th Africa Water Week track, it allowed us to highlight what we can achieve together on the continent. We had 51 conveners, co-conveners of the 6 sub-themes under the Africa Water Week stream. We extend our gratitude for the helping hand of these co-conveners. You can be proud that your work has been instrumental in understanding the situation where we are now and the unfinished business as we work towards the end of the Africa Water Vision 2025 agreed at the beginning of the millennium. The focus of the Africa Water Week was placing water and sanitation at the heart of achieving Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. This will inform the process for formulating the post-2025 Africa Water Vision and policy to guide us on the areas that we have to focus as we work towards attaining the Agenda 2063. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, one emerging concern of the week is the widening gap, especially in domestic financing for water and sanitation sector, which requires political leadership and buy-in at all levels in order to bridge this gap. It is in this light that we noted also the need to increase the engagement with political leaders, especially parliamentarians, on the need to increase the national budgetary allocation towards the water and sanitation sector. In the same token, we are also indebted to technical and implementing partners for the support that they have been giving to this work. Continental policy initiatives are only impactful as they are translated into action at all levels. Our technical and implementing partners bridge this divide and has been observed during the conference. Feedback from the activities will inform the continental policy direction. Excellencies and distinguished participants, allow me to express our thanks again to the member states that work so hard together with our partners to make the Africa Water Stream a success. It is now time to get back to our respective destinations and get into action to implement the decision and the policies and priorities that we have identified over the past few days. I thank you, Your Excellency, for the opportunity to address this closing ceremony.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Gamonda. And now it's my honor to introduce Dr. Tahani Slate, AMCAO Technical Advisor Committee Chair. Dr. Tahani will also read to us the declaration of the 9th Africa Water Week. Please, Doctor.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's a little bit long. Please bear with me, because I will have to read it all. We, the ministers and heads of delegations responsible of water resources and related affairs in Africa, together with the representatives of all levels of civil service, civil society, development partners, academia, the private sector, and other stakeholders participating at the 9th Africa Water Week, themes placing water and sanitation at the heart of achieving Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. From October 13 to 17, 2024, and hosted in Cairo by the Arab Republic of Egypt. Acknowledging existing declarations, protocols, and frameworks of developing and managing Africa's water resources for sustainable ecosystems and improving livelihoods. Aware of and upholding other related continental and global commitments as encapsulated in, among others, the 2004 CIRT Declaration on the Challenges of Implementing Integrated and Sustainable Development on Agriculture and Water in Africa, 2008 Sharm el-Sheikh Commitments for Accelerating the Achievement of Water and Sanitation Goals in Africa, 2008 Tunis Ministerial Declaration on Accelerating Water Security for Africa's Socio-Economic Development, and the 2009 Johannesburg Ministerial Statement adopting the roadmap for the implementation of the Sharm el-Sheikh Declaration. Sustainable Development Goal 6 on water and sanitation, 2014 Dakar Declaration on the prioritization on water security and sanitation in the post-2015 development agenda, 2015 Ngor Declaration on sanitation and hygiene, 2016 Dar es Salaam Roadmap for achieving the Ngor commitments on water security and sanitation in Africa, 2021 Windhoek multi-stakeholder resolutions for accelerating water security and access to safely managed sanitation and hygiene in Africa, 2022 Africa Union Framework for Irrigation Development and Agricultural Water Management in Africa, and the 2023 Swakopmund Declaration on Accelerated Action for Inclusive, Sustainable, and Resilient Sanitation and Hygiene Service Delivery in Africa. Cognizant that the investment requirement to make the Africa Water Vision a reality is indicated at least $64 billion per year for 20 years since 2009. And the current financial flows for the sector are reported at about 10 to 19 billion US dollars per year, indicating a significant funding gap of approximately 70%, and realizing there is therefore an urgent need to raise the profile and value attached to water and wastewater in national systems for economic planning and development, and thus increase domestic allocations and investment into the water, sanitation, and hygiene subsectors. Conscious of the role of water availability, sustainable wastewater management, including wastewater surveillance and improved sanitation and hygiene, played a mitigating COVID-19 pandemic. The inextricable link between water, wastewater, and sanitation provision with environmental and public health, the crucial role that sustainable water and wastewater management play for climate mitigation, and the need to strengthen Africa's response to preventing and/or combating future pandemics, as well as restoring economic growth and building resilience to climate, health, and food system shocks. Affirming the need to create employment opportunities for the youth and women, and to develop their technical skills and capacities to contribute to sustainable services delivery across the continent. Accepting the need to improve efficiency and efficacy of utilizing available public financial resources, as well as expanding funding and investment opportunities by attracting private sector. Drawing on the insights of the outcomes from the engagement during the conference, we state as follows. On financing and investment and resource mobilization theme, mindful that improvement of this area are still significantly of the ambition to have achieved by 2020 allocations of at least 5% of annual budget to water sector and 0.5% of member states' GDP to sanitation and hygiene, call for political leadership buy-in and action towards bridging the financing gap and the prerequisite to achieving sustainable development, social transformation, and economic growth in Africa. Advocate for innovative financing solutions, including microfinancing for low-income households that offer new approaches to overcoming existing challenges and meeting policy goals. Call for increased engagement with parliamentarians to increase budgetary allocation for water and sanitation sector. On water supply and sanitation, hygiene and wastewater theme, realizing that sustainable and resilient water supply, safely managed sanitation and hygiene services and wastewater management require solutions beyond one-time infrastructure coverage, and that 85% of countries, including from Africa, do not include wastewater for climate mitigation in their nationally determined contributions. Encourage integrated approaches that ensure provision of sustainable and resilient water, wastewater, and sanitation services. Promote long-term functionality of systems to deliver water supply, sanitation, hygiene services, and wastewater management imperative to providing reliable access to the poorest and excluded communities. Put in place mechanisms for better accountability around service reliability, financial transparency, and climate resilient needed across operators to minimize system downtime and strengthen fiscal health. On water infrastructure for economic growth, climate resilience, and disaster risk reduction theme, convinced that the water security and reliability in Africa through both natural storage and construction of agreed-upon structures while ensuring the necessary socio-economic and environmental safeguards is critical to economic growth, climate resilience, and disaster risk reduction, and taking due cognizance of the fact that the medium of the impacts of climate change and climate variability is water. We urge member states to address Africa's water infrastructure deficit by working to improve water conservation measures and increase water storage capacity through climate-proof resilience in compliance with international water law and enhance water-related disaster risk management capabilities at national and regional levels. Adopt development pathways and irrigation interventions that ensure improved water control and watershed management in rain-fed farming and innovative water use for irrigation efficiency. Invest in prevention of early warning systems. And on the theme water governance and institutions for managing and protecting water resources, noting that water resources on the continent, including island states, are characterized by spatial and temporal variability and are unevenly developed, and that key to realizing the development potential of Africa's water resources lies in good governance through collaborative establishment of inclusive water institutions at all levels. Shared water courses create interdependencies that catalyze cooperation, playing a crucial role in supporting livelihoods, ecosystems, and economic activities across the continent. Reaffirm that integrated water resources management should provide a guiding philosophy for governing and maximizing the benefits of water, land, and related resources, thus assuring water security for all. We call for development of comprehensive river basin management plans that incorporate the needs, concerns, and contributions of all stakeholders. Acceleration of the integration of groundwater in planning and management of basins as a part of conscious conjunctive management efforts. Accelerate action to operationalize inclusive institutional arrangements, regulatory frameworks, and management instruments, as well as injecting new approaches into financing transboundary cooperation for the benefit of all riparian countries. On information management and capacity development, acknowledging to 2008 Sharm el-Sheikh commitment of the African Union's heads of states, build institutional and human resources capacity at all levels, including the decentralized local government level for program implementation, enhance information and knowledge management, as well as to strengthen monitoring and evaluation. Aligning with the Africa Water Vision 2025 to improve water wisdom by increasing member states' ability to receive and share knowledge. Aware that the insufficient and reliable data on water and related resources has major implication on climate proofing of investment in resource development, and persuaded that effective water management requires diverse data than just the traditional hydrometeorological data sets for making informed water management decisions. Therefore, we call for implementation of measures to assure social inclusion and a human rights-based approach to water and sanitation services provision, strengthening of the African Water and Sanitation Monitoring WASMO system for more effective monitoring, evaluation, and reporting mechanisms that support evidence-based decision-making. Development of regional research and capacity development agendas to identify regional priorities in support of WASMO, and strengthening and enhancing the coordination of universities and centers of excellence in water for research and capacity development activity and in support of the WASMO. Mobilizing the development and strengthening of knowledge systems and partnerships at all levels to build and enhance the use of indigenous lessons and expertise. On gender and equality and social inclusion, buoyed by the commitment to leave no one behind, gender and social inclusion consideration, mindful that 70% of the continent's population is below 30 years of age and that women constitute more than half of the total population, yet bear the most burden in neglect while minimally included in the decision-making processes. Cognizant of the fact that gender equality, transformation, and social inclusion are key to continent's social transformation agenda. Therefore, we call for meaningful actions, including legislation, policies, and programs that address social inclusion targeting women, youth, and marginalized communities without neglecting men. We thus pledge unwavering commitment to increase our efforts to make progress on water security, sanitation, and hygiene beyond 2025 with the framework of the SDGs and the African Union Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. In this regard, we request AMCA working with relevant departments in the African Union Commission and the African Development Bank to consolidate roadmap toward the implementation of decisions of the 44th Ordinary Session of the African Union Executive Council to develop an Africa water vision and policy based on the principles of value in water that can provide a strategic framework towards inclusive and climate resilient security of the continent. Assure with the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda and African Union Agenda 2063 towards the prosperous Africa, provide assurances to boost investors' confidence and articulate the water and sanitation economy to benefit business and society in Africa, and catalyze investment and institutional and human capacity development focusing on integrated information systems to support science-based decision-making for climate resilience in the water and sanitation sector, and foster the development and implementation of strategies and programs to enhance synergies across the water, energy, food nexus ecosystem. In conclusion, we note with appreciation and commend the government and people of the Arab Republic of Egypt for the hosting of the 9th Africa Water Week, jointly convened with the 7th Cairo Water Week, as well as the warm hospitality extended to all delegations, development partners, stakeholders, and all participants. Done this 17th day of October 2024 in Cairo, Arab Republic of Egypt. Finally, thank you very much.
برحب بحضرتك معالي الوزير محمود فوزي، أهلا بحضرتك. And now, thank you, Dr. Tahani, for your word. And the collaboration between the European Union and Cairo Water Week since the beginning has been a great support to strengthen the event. And now let me introduce Mr. Christian Berger, Ambassador and Head of the European Delegation to Egypt. Please, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency, Professor Hannes William, Minister for Water Resources and Irrigation. Excellency, Mr. Fawzi, welcome to the closing ceremony. Your Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassadors, distinguished guests, water friends and water users. As we come together at the closing of this extraordinary event, the combined 7th Cairo Water Week and the 9th African Water Week, I want to recognize the evolution of the Cairo Water Week since its inception in 2018. It has grown into a significant international platform for addressing global water challenges. What started as a national event has now become a major platform for global water diplomacy. It has successfully built momentum and attracted leaders, experts, and stakeholders to tackle one of the most critical issues of our time, water security. Since its inception, Cairo Water Week has demonstrated an exceptional ability to address the most pressing water challenges facing Egypt, Africa, and the world. As a co-organizer, the European Union has been deeply committed to ensuring that the outcome of the Cairo Water Week contributes to a sustainable water management on global scale, in line with our vision for resilient, equitable, and secure access to water. This event also reaffirms Egypt's aspiration to become a regional knowledge hub for integrated water resource management. Over the course of this week, we have discussed solutions, exchanged knowledge, and formed partnerships that will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact. Allow me to highlight three key outcomes. One, building regional and global partnerships and stressing the importance of cooperation in water management across borders. The collective dialogue on transboundary water management, water governance and joint resource sharing has laid the foundation for stronger cooperation within the African continent and beyond. 2. Innovative solutions for water scarcity and climate resilience. We saw an unprecedented focus on digital tools, climate-smart solutions and the integration of desalination, wastewater reuse and sustainable irrigation technologies. These are critical for enhancing climate resilience and ensuring that water resources are managed sustainably amid increasing demand and climate variability. And 3, commitment to capacity building and knowledge sharing. Multiple sessions underscored the need for enhanced training, education and research in water management. Investing in people, especially young professionals and women, is essential to ensuring that countries have the expertise to implement integrated water management solutions. And for us in the European Union, the week has been a defining moment in achieving the following: strengthened regional and transboundary cooperation, a defining achievement and further consideration in regional partnerships on water governance. Also, the Steering Committee of European Union-Egypt Joint Partnership on Water will ensure sustained collaboration between Egypt and the European Union, promoting the efficient management of shared water resources. This partnership aligns with the goals of the European Union-Egypt Strategic and Comprehensive Partnership, reinforcing our shared commitment to addressing transboundary water issues. Then, financial commitments for sustainable water management. We signed a €7 million EU Green Facility as another landmark accomplishment. This facility will provide essential funding for innovative projects focused on water efficiency, climate resilience, and sustainable infrastructure, supporting Egypt's journey towards a greener and more secure water future. And the launch of the Team Europe initiative for integrated water and food security, which emphasizes the deep connections between water governance and food security. This initiative will focus on implementing integrated solutions that tackle both water scarcity and agricultural sustainability, particularly in regions vulnerable to climate change. The European Union remains committed to advancing these solutions in line with Egypt's national priorities and our shared vision for sustainable development. This year's Cairo Water Week is not an isolated event. It is part of a larger ongoing conversation about global water security. The outcomes of this week will feed directly into future high-level events, including the World Water Forum and the UN 2025 Water Conference. By fostering transboundary cooperation and promoting innovative solutions, the discussions held here will resonate across the international water agenda, ensuring that the priorities set in Cairo are addressed on a global stage. Our progress here also prepares us for further involvement in other significant water events such as the Africa Climate Week and COP29, where water will remain central to discussions about climate resilience and adaptation. The knowledge and recommendations we have gathered this week will help shape the dialogues in this forum, contributing to a stronger global water governance framework. Here and today, I am pleased to announce that in partnership with the Egyptian Ministry of Water Resources, the European Union will launch a series of high-level dialogues under the theme Road to Cairo Water Week. These dialogues, under the Team Europe approach and in line with the Joint Declaration for Water Partnership, will ensure that the recommendations gained from this week are actively implemented and followed up. Throughout the previous editions of the Cairo Water Week, we have gathered over 10,000 participants from 70 countries, representing governments, international organizations, research institutions, civil society, and the private sector. This strong participation highlights the significance of our joint events aiming to establish a global platform for water security and investments. As we conclude this year's Cairo Water Week and the African Water Week, it is clear that we're leaving with much more than we came with. We have forged new partnerships, committed significant resources, and laid the foundation for innovative solutions to water and food security challenges. The European Union remains deeply committed to continuing this work alongside Egypt as our global partner. Together, we will ensure that the lessons and recommendations from this week translate into real actions that benefit not only Egypt and Africa, but the world as a whole. Dear Minister, allow me to thank you personally for your dedication and leadership from day one. Your team and everyone involved in organizing this event. My special thanks to the colleagues from the European member states, the European financial institutions, and of course the European Union delegation, and the great group of EU volunteers for making this a great success. So thank you to you all, and I look forward to the results of your joint efforts as we move forward on this journey towards a water-secure and resilient future.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Ladies and gentlemen, we kindly ask you to direct your attention to the screen for a short video highlights the most important activities of the 7th Cairo Water Week.
5 days, over 2,000 participants, 93 countries, 77 international organizations. One mission. These historic joint events, the 7th Cairo Water Week and 9th Africa Water Week, united the world in tackling the biggest challenge of our time, securing a water-resilient future. With 5 high-level events, 94 technical sessions, 27 side events, 13 workshops, and 5 plenaries. More than 400 expert speakers. We didn't just discuss, we strategized, innovated, and took action. 5 competitions spotlighted the most innovative ideas, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. 25 exhibitors showcased the latest technologies and real solutions to today's water and climate challenges. This week wasn't just about ideas, it was about action, collaboration, and building a sustainable future together. But this isn't the end, it's just the beginning. Our journey continues beyond this week as we carry forward the momentum we've built together.
Over the past few days, we have engaged in insightful discussions, shared innovative ideas, and created valuable connections. The conference not only highlighted pressing issues, our field, but also yielded remarkable achievements, including the establishment of collaborative initiatives and the unveiling of groundbreaking research. It's now my great pleasure to introduce His Excellency Professor Dr. Hani Swalem, Egypt's Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation and the President of AMCAO. Please, sir.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Excellencies, colleagues, ambassadors, friends, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy that the room is full again. So it's not only the opening, but also the closing. So thank you very much for trusting us over the entire week and being here. I will try to make a summary of what happened over the week. Do we have slides? Okay, so please allow me to summarize the week in some slides. There are many topics, but I'm not going to keep you long here. So we have the Cairo Water Week in 6 years. So this is the outline speaking about what happened over the week and what are the main outputs at the end of this week. So Cairo Water Week, together with the Africa Water Week, were organized here in this nice venue. I hope you liked it. So in Cairo Water Week, in the previous 6 years, because this is the 7th one. So if we summarize the 6 years, that we in here and started in 2018. This is the 6 years, 1,100 international regional speakers, 100 international regional organizations, and 24,000 participants. Of course, in the year 2020, there was a partially virtual event, so we had some more participants, 100 exhibitors, and 24 competitions. And when we speak about competitions, we speak about university competition, farmer competition, speak about school competition. And that's honestly the wonder and what makes Cairo Water Week attractive. It is not a conference only for scientists, it's not only for experts, and it's not only for university or schools, it's for everyone. Cairo Water Week is owned by every one of these stakeholders, civil society, governments, ministers. So we signed here, if you see here ministers, but here you can see school students, but you see there some farmers, and here you see some NGOs. That is the power of the Cairo Water Week. So here, if we look at the opening ceremony, I think you have seen the video. We highly appreciate the support of His Excellency, Professor Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Thank you very much for supporting Cairo Water Week. So with not only, and also appreciate the support and also the presence and the keynote from His Excellency, Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli. Thank you very much for I highly appreciate almost all the Egyptian government was present. The people were surprised. What brought all these people here? All the Egyptian government, 19 Egyptian ministers, and today we appreciate His Excellency Minister Mohammed Fawzi of being with us here because he missed the chance in the opening. Thank you very much for being here. We had 12 ministers from, not only from Africa, from Europe also. We had ministers this year present in the opening. So we really appreciate the presence of our sisters and brothers who are still with us the whole week from the African continent. We also had here the keynote speeches, and we had also the opening. His Excellency Laurent Fouchon, the president of the World Water Forum. We had Dr. Florica, a friend of Egypt who have been supporting us for a very long time now. And also we signed together the EU-Egyptian Memorandum of Understanding in the water sector, which is a unique memorandum of understanding. I don't think the EU has a memorandum of understanding with different countries on the water sector. So we really appreciate the support of the European Union. And of course, I will come to him later, His Excellency, the ambassador of the European Union, but I will come to this at a later stage. So we have different speakers. We have the AMCAO, the African Ministers' Council on Water, which I have the honor to be the president of this organization till the next February 2025. We had different important people came here. I would like to summarize as much as I can. And here, we just want to give some numbers. We had 2,100 participants for the first time ever in this event. I remember in the opening, the room was full. My colleague said, we are adding all the schools, all the chairs in the hotel. It was like 1,200 chairs in the room, and people were standing here. So we had 2,100 participants. We have 400 speakers speaking everywhere in parallel. 93 countries are represented here, 25 high-level officials, 77 organizations, and 25 exhibitors. And you can see here, some of them are still around. 5 plenary sessions, 5 high-level events, 94 technical sessions, 27 side events, 6 scientific sessions, 13 workshops, and 5 competitions. So even the number of competitions is increasing. The plenary sessions, we had a very important plenary sessions taking 5 main important themes covering transboundary, strategic water resources management, innovation and financing, resilient solutions, also Africa Hydrology Conference. And I can claim today we are the platform for raising the voice of Africa. I can say it clearly now using the numbers that here evidence-based and data-based conclusion. We are here in Cairo Water Week the platform for raising the voice of Africa and expressing our water needs and our water demand for the future from here with our brothers and sisters from all the African continent. High-level events, we had many high-level events as you have seen during the week. So we have also discussed modern techniques like solar power desalination for irrigation, a topic that was not on the agenda, in the global agenda of water solutions some years ago. Today, intensively, not only the scientific community, but also the practitioners are speaking about solar power desalination for irrigation. I would say Cairo Water Week had played a very important role to inspire different organizations, different scientists, different researchers of moving in the direction of solar power desalination for irrigation and crop production. We also had some discussions about the AWARE initiative that was born and launched in the COP27 less than 2 years from now. And today, we have a headquarter for the AWARE initiative in Geneva, hosted by the WMO, which we always appreciate their support. We have also 30 countries joined the AWARE initiative already. We have 4 important UN agencies coordinating the different pillars: WMO, FAO, UNDP, and the UNESCO. So all of that happened in a very few time, less than 2 years. We have our training center of 6th of October is devoted for the African continent to host training. We already completed training for 200 people, and we are continue. We secured fund together with the American University in Cairo in order to offer training for 3,000 participants to be trained over the coming 3 years. We have also in the high-level events, of course, Africa Hydrological Dialogue, which was convened by the WMO and NWS, high-level meeting on the Egyptian-Dutch water panel. One of our most important strategic partners is the Dutch government, which we have been working. We are celebrating next year the 50 years anniversary of the relation between Egypt and Netherlands in the water sector. And we highly appreciate this, the 6th meeting of the high-level Joint Water Agri-Technical Committee. So all of these are high-level events, but we do have also some technical and serious discussions about solutions for the water sector. I'm not going to read all of them, but here with some of them, speaking about waterway screens, speaking strategic water resources, you can see all the water sector has been discussed and all the solutions have been presented in this week. Some side events. The second governing board meeting of AWARE initiative. This was the second time that we meet because we say it is a global initiative and it has an independent steering committee that govern and move this AWARE forward. Launch the one CGIR water system, the EU, UFM, and the AFDB, or African Development Bank, 5th annual conference. The second EU-Egypt Water Business Forum. All of these events were side events, and more came here during the week. We have also here some more side events, the EU-Egypt Water Investment Forum, the Advancing Knowledge and Shaping the Path Forward. Scientific sessions. We always say, even when we presented in one of the panels the second generation of the water system in Egypt, we said that we have been already having a system in Egypt for a very long time, and it is the time to move from the first generation of the water system in Egypt to the second generation of the water system. And we made it clear that this move will be depending on science and innovation. So researchers and scientific community, they will have to play a very important role in this. And that's why we hosted many scientific sessions here, that from transboundary water governance to the second EU Aqua Dialogue, and here the actions for water and climate adaptation and resilience. So all of these are scientific sessions. We had a poster session. We have also competitions, as I said, a very important component of the Africa Water Week and the Cairo Water Week is to have such competitions. And we have here the Port Said University got the first place in the competition of the 3MT for the postgraduate students. As you can see here, that there are different topics in the water sector. And best water conservation practices, farmers. So as I said at the beginning, we are the platform of everyone. We had farmers coming here, appreciate our donors and also supporters. We had a very interesting survey in the entire country, because we realized when you want to move and enhance the irrigation in Egypt, you don't force the farmers. You don't try to convince them of something that they are not like. So just go and search who are the good practices in the country. And that's my colleagues in the ministry. They did a survey in all the country and identifying all the good practices and analyzed what is the motivation for the farmers to move, for example, from surface irrigation to drip irrigation. There are some farmers in the Delta, based on their investment, based on their ideas, tried to move from surface irrigation to drip irrigation. So we identified all of them in the entire country and tried to support them to spread the knowledge and the ideas to the neighboring farmers. And that was the most interesting thing, because we are not going to push the farmers and force them to move to modern irrigation system. And we had some good practices that were presented here in this competition. Ibtikar, or innovation, is another competition, and I had the honor today to hand over these best graduation projects for our bachelor graduates, so very young graduates from the universities. I think today there were Cairo University, Ain Shams University, and Heliopolis University. A very interesting and promising young people who are taking care of the water challenges in the country and trying to find solutions. The young water inventors, these are our candidate every year, the STEM schools. Very interesting cases. They always present something new, and if you incubate these guys, I think they will make change in the future. The Best Paper Award, here we can see the winners from the National Water Research Center and others. And the exhibition, we had this year 25 exhibitors, I think more than any year, and we thank them and we appreciate their effort with us. The Memorandum of Understanding, we as a ministry, at least we signed 3, but I know that other Memorandum of Understanding were signed. We have here a Memorandum of Understanding between Egypt and Nigeria, and we have Memorandum of Understanding between our ministry and the ICARDA on some specific projects, but also a very interesting one, because in the ministry, when we speak about the second generation of the water system, we are also moving towards nature-based solutions. We want to use more and more natural materials, and we have started already doing some R&D together with the National Water Research Center on finding aligning materials for the canals that have problem of using concrete or other materials. But also here with the Dutch government, we are going to use natural materials for protecting the north coast of Egypt from the erosion in the coming years. And they have experience, because these guys, they are almost floating on water in the entire country. So on the sideline of the conference, we had many other events, as you can hear, the signature of the 7th Millennium EU agreement with the EUR agreement with the EU. Here we have Christian, as you can see here, Ambassador Christian Berger and Dr. Florica in the picture, together with Her Excellency, who are always supporting us, the ministry, the Minister of International Cooperation. Launching water awareness, and we had here a campaign that was launched today that we call Ala Al-Ad. So the idea of this campaign that we have a limited resource. It is not warning the people that there will be a problem with water. That's not the objective. We just want to raise the awareness of the people that the number of population in Egypt is increasing 2 million inhabitants every year. And we have to save water to ensure and secure the future of these guys. Of course, saving water is not the only channel. We will recycle more water, we will desalinate more water, we will treat more water, but we also have to save water. We have to produce more crops with less water. We have to save water from our daily consumption at home. And that was the message, and we are collaborating with many organizations. I think the time will not allow me, because I think organizations are very motivated to contribute and support in this initiative. So site visits, some of our foreigner guests, they had the opportunity to visit different locations in the country, so it's not only about sessions and staying in the air condition here. You can go outside. We have a very nice weather now in Cairo, so they had to visit different locations and move in the country. So now the gala dinner. Our ministry is getting more relaxed somehow in the events. Anyway, so the gala dinner, you have seen all. We had in Cairo Water Week 77 sponsors and conveners. I have to thank all of them for supporting us this year. The selected outcomes, coming to the boring part, it's a more technical, but I'm not going to spend more time here. We had, as I said, this is the 7th Cairo Water Week, but it's also the 9th Africa Water Week. And I think you have heard the declaration that Dr. Tahani presented to you. All these are main outputs of the Africa Water Week, but I would just like to add some more here about the Cairo Water Week, but also touching and overlapping with the Africa Water Week. The conductive cooperation and inclusive governance in the basins. It is about inclusivity. We should include everyone. We cannot exclude anyone. And I think that is the message when it comes to transboundary water cooperation as well. Water sector finance and community engagement, so financing mechanism, including PPP, the triple P is still a valid concept. Multilateral donor role, what is the role of the donors? Innovative water management, integrating innovative practices along with advanced technology in modeling and monitoring. The WEF nexus, or the Wi-Fi nexus as you like, still one of the most interesting topics in the water management, the overlap between water, energy, food, ecology, or environment. We have also here the next year. Where are we going next year? Next year, we have decided that the next year, Cairo Water Week is going to be between the 12th and the 16th of October 2025 under the title Innovative Solutions for Climate Resilience and Water Sustainability. And yes, climate has to stay in our mandate in Egypt. We have been playing a very important role in the international community since the COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, in which we had, for the first time ever, we're able to put water at the heart of climate action. In the cover decision of the COP27, water was for the first time ever cited 5 times. Water was not in the COPs before, but since England, the water pavilion came, but in Sharm el-Sheikh, we already had it included 5 times in the cover decision of the COP27, and then the AMCAO presidency moving towards climate resilient communities, and then also UN Water Conference, we were leading and co-chairing the interactive dialogue with our partner, strategic partner, the government of Japan, and it's now clear that Egypt and Japan at the global level always pushing and trying to strengthen the relation between climate and water at the global community. So we are going to continue this effort, but of course, we are adding the water and sustainability, and what we are going to focus on next year, inshallah, is Africa. We are going to include at least one day full for African events and full for African issues to be discussed intensively. But of course, other regions like the Euro-Mediterranean region, the Arab region, the developing countries in general. But I wanted to stress that we will have themes specific for Africa next year. So with this, I think I thank you and I appreciate your support, and thank all our supporters. Thank the participants who made it a very rich and very well-visited conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We'll start the recognitions now. Let me start with the Ambassador Mohammed Rafiq Khalil, Political Advisor to the Minister.
There are some people I have to thank before leaving the stage, or تفضل تفضل sit Safi. Okay. I would like to thank very much the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for supporting us. Of course, all our ministers who are present here. The Ministry of Tourism for also giving us great support for the gala dinner, but also for facilitating all our tours and all our requests that we had. The Egyptian General Authority for Tourism activation, thank you very much for the great effort. Masr Travel Company, and also the Egyptian Broadcast System, EPS, the one who are controlling all the sound and the light and the camera and everything. Thank you for EPS for the great effort. And definitely we have to thank the hotel administration, a wonderful facility for Triumph Hotel. Thank you very much for this. But also our partner, the World Water Council, the League of Arab States, the EU definitely, and Mr. Christian Berger for his exceptional partnership during the previous years and support every single step we do. It's not only about Cairo Water Week. You have been very supportive for us over the previous years. We cannot imagine the office without you. I was just telling my team, you have to stay longer. We have to find a way to keep you here in Cairo. Thank you very much for the great effort you did with us. Thank you. The FAO with all the team and the AMCAO Secretariat, thank you very much for the great effort. The African Union Commission, the African Development Bank, and of course the UNESCO, WMO, and the IMI as well for the great effort they did. Thank you. Last but not least, there are some people who really were behind all of this, not the minister. The minister is very good in standing on the stage and speaking and making his show, but there are other people who were working day and night behind the scene to make it happen here. And these people, I have to say, Engineer Walid Ha'i'i, the head of the steering committee of the Cairo Water Week. Thank you very much. I don't know where is he. He was here somewhere. Thank you very much, Engineer Walid. Dr. Arif Gharib, the head of the Nile water sector, but also the steering committee of the Africa. Thank you. Where is Dr. Arif? He's definitely working somewhere. And also my office. And my office this year has done a different job because they were the one that have to balance everything, I have to say. Of course, we don't have office now. They are all here in the building. And I have to thank and appreciate the effort that were done for the one who managed almost everything to make it perfect, Dr. Ahmed Medhat. I'm looking for, where is he? He is definitely not sitting among us. He's standing over there. Engineer Mustafa Sunusi. And all the team. I know I will forget all of them. Nuran, Abdul Rahim, Ahmed Adil, and everyone in the office. Dr. Mustafa, Ayman, and all of you. And my guards, the security, were facilitating everything. Thank you very much, Officer Mahmoud. So, back to you. I'm sorry for keeping you. For the great effort you have done, Ambassador Rafiq. He is really a great supporter to all the efforts that we did and inviting everyone. Thank you. شكرا لسيادتك. تفضل. نكمل بقى.
And with our recognitions, more of them, the head of the competitions committee, Dr. Ayman Al-Sayed, Mechanical and Electrical Department Chairman, Ministry of Water, Resources and Irrigation.
شكرا لسيادتك. شكرا جزيلا. تفضل. شكرا.
The head of the scientific committee, Professor Yasser Raslan, Emeritus Professor, Nile Research Institute, National Water Research Center.
اللي بعده على طول عشان الوقت.
The Executive Director of the Cairo Water Week Organizing Committee, Engineer Walid Haqiqi, the head of the planning sector.
I thank all the planning sector. قطاع التخطيط, they have done a great job. Thank you very much, everyone. I would love to say the name by name, but all of you, wonderful, wonderful. And the power of women in قطاع التخطيط, in the planning sector. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And now let's honor some of the distinguished former ministry leaders, executive and emeritus professors from the National Water Research Center whom reached the retirement age this year. Please come join us to the stage. السادة القيادات السابقة والأساتذة المتفرغين بالوزارة وبمركز بحوث المياه، تفضلوا حضراتكم للتكريم.
Thank you. Thank you. شكرا جزيلا. تفضل. اهلا بيك. اهلا وسهلا. اهلا يا دكتور.
تفضلوا حضراتكم جميعا. تفضلوا يا فندم.
شكرين سيادتك. شكرا جزيلا. شكرا طبعا. اهلا وسهلا. اهلا وسهلا. اهلا وسهلا. تفضل. اهلا وسهلا. تفضل. تفضل. اهلا وسهلا. تفضل. ازيك يا دكتور؟ وحشنا، ربنا يخليك. اخبار سيادتك ايه؟ تفضل. اهلا وسهلا. اهلا. ازي سيادتك؟ عامله ايه يا باشمهندس؟ اهلا وسهلا. اهلا وسهلا. اهلا وسهلا. شكرين لحضرتك. شكرا ليك. احنا اللي بنشكرك. يلا بيه. اهلا وسهلا. اهلا بيك. اهلا وسهلا. متشكرين. متشكرين يا فندم. متشكرين يا فندم. اهلا وسهلا. اهلا وسهلا. اهلا وسهلا. اتفضلي. اهلا وسهلا يا فندم. ازيك يا دكتور علاء؟ اخبار سيادتك ايه؟ اهلا وسهلا. الميكروفون بتاعي. عليك شرفتنا. أهلا وسهلا. متشكرين يا فندم، متشكرين لسيادتك يا فندم. جمال بيه، ربنا يخليك. متشكرين يا فندم. أهلا أشرف بيه، ازيك؟ متشكرين يا فندم. متشكرين يا فندم. شكرا جزيلا. متشكرين يا فندم. أهلا وسهلا. نتشرف يا فندم. أهلا وسهلا. متشكرين يا فندم. متشكرين. أهلا. ازيك يا فندم؟ ازي سيادتك؟ أهلا وسهلا. متشكرين يا فندم. طبعا يا فندم، طبعا يا فندم، طبعا 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 يا فندم. اهلا. ازيك يا فندم؟ ازي سيادتك؟ متشكرين يا فندم. متشكرين متشكرين.
بشكر حضراتكم. Now I'd like to ask Mr. Ambassador Christian Berger to come and join us on the stage. The Ministry of Irrigation honors His Excellency, the Ambassador, whose enthusiasm for water issues in the region has been a key support for achieving continuous progress in this direction.
Once again, thank you very much, Your Excellency, for the great support to Egypt and to the Ministry of Water Resources. This is just to remember us, to remember the hard work that you did for this country. Thank you very much, Your Ambassador. Thank you
Can
very
you
much.
please stay with us on stage, Mr. Ambassador? Over 7 years, Cairo Water Week has been seeking to engage new groups in water issues by initiating activities and competitions for various age and educational categories. Let's now start honoring the winners of the competition. Start with the best graduation projects. First place goes to Cairo University. And second place goes to Ain Shams University. And third place goes to Heliopolis University.
شكرا جزيلا. شكرا. اهلا وسهلا. تفضل. وسهلا. وسهلا. مبروك. 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 تفضل. مبروك. مبروك. تفضل.
Mabruk. And now we'll start honoring the winners from Ibtikar competition. First place goes to Inji Fathi Maadi STEM School, and second place to Hamdi Ma'moon Chemical and Electric Processing Department.
شكرا. تفضل.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for being with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now we'll be honoring the trainees of the program, Flood and Drought Risk Management and Dam Safety, which has been funded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as an activity of the protocol signed between the Nile water sector and the Democratic Republic of Congo. I'd like to invite them on stage, please.
وسهلا. تفضل. اهلا وسهلا. It's okay. خلاص. مش هينفع. It's difficult to get all of this wide. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good luck. Thank you. Okay. Good luck. Inshallah. Inshallah. Stand.
Congratulations and best wishes. And now we will be honoring the 3-minute thesis competition. The first place goes to Dr. Gihad Ali Unsi Al Nahas, Port-Said University. The second place goes to Ms. Amira Ragab, Egypt Japan University of Science and Technology. And the third place goes to Dr. Ibrahim Ahmed, Asyut University.
تفضل تفضل اهلا وسهلا
And now we'll be honoring Young Water Inventors Competition. First place goes to Ismailia STEM School. Second place goes to Red Sea STEM School. Third place goes to Alexandria STEM School. Fourth place goes to Ubur STEM School. And the fifth place goes to Ismailia STEM School. And now, best research papers presented this year to the scientific committee. First place, Professor Ali Karnib from Lebanon. Second place, Ms. Emily Kambelami from Malawi. And third place goes to Mr. Mustafa Hassanin from Egypt.
محمد بن اجدع حد الحقيقه تفضل تفضل اهلا وسهلا اهلا طبعا طبعا لا طبعا اهلا وسهلا
And finally, I would like to ask the supporting team of volunteers to come to the stage to take a group photo with His Excellency the Minister. Their enthusiasm and energy were the beating heart of the success of this event.
These guys did a great job, the volunteers. And they have the same tie, like. Oh my God. وانا حاسس الستيج بينزل بينا شويه. بالراحه بالراحه.
Thank you so much, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. And now we have reached the end of this closing ceremony. Wish you all had the utmost benefit of you.
Thank you.
And we are looking forward to
Thank
see
you.
you next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. See you next year, inshallah. Thank you.
5 days, over 2,000 participants, 93 countries, 77 international organizations.